Ladies, welcome to WomenTech Circles. This past weekend was buzzed with activity for all tech enthusiasts from different tech communities in Kenya who came together to mark the date for Hills Connect, an event organized by PLP Africa and Sister Speaks 254, in which we had partnership in. Here are the highlights of the day. Welcome.
I love what majority of the communities are doing out here, where we are teaching you these ready-to-market skills, where you're not struggling about, okay, when I come here to the market, what do I need to know? You don't get to figure it out yourself. We here who are already in the market, like WTC, we get to teach you what's in the market. You get to learn. You get to go teach yourself here and there something. So yeah, it keeps you up to toes compared to mimi mwenye nilienda kujifunza. Yeah. Oh, massively.
You had someone maybe even your child.
Lazima ajue kucode. Yes. Because at the end of the day, even with the AI being here, it doesn't know everything. There's logic behind the code. There is the way syntax is supposed to be for different languages. And when it generates for you, it's generating from its database learning, but it doesn't understand what your code really does. So it will give you a suggestion, and then it's upon you to correct it and say, okay, no, this shouldn't be the case, it just should be this. So it's more of like a guide for you to easier write your code, but it doesn't assist you in understanding the code. You really have to know what you're writing. Because ukienda generate for me a code that does that takes an array, returns an array of only with B, with letter B, it will write that for you, right? But if you don't understand what that code and that logic really means, it's really hard for you to even implement that code. So for me, it still goes back down to the basics. Do you know what data types are? Do you know what functions are? Do you know the syntax for different languages? Like for Python, do you know how Python is written? How JavaScript syntax, its syntax, how it's written? Just going to the basics. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I just there's a model that you got, and you want to get that model for different models that are similar. So I will fasten up to
Yeah.
So it is still.
As they always say, work without play makes Jack a dull boy. In this case, Judy never had a dull day. There was plenty in store for her. Food was in plenty, and so everyone had a nice time. Let's get to hear more.
My name is Maham Hussein, a student of international relations, though I do have a background in communications. And currently I work in a DFI by the name Shelter Africa Development Bank, and I'm part of the communications and external affairs department. So I've always been surrounded by community. Example, Nadia Ahmed Abdallah. She has been I usually tell people she's my knight in shining armor, because she came into my life when I had no vision. I knew I did not want to work for an 8 to 5 job. It wasn't for me. But through her and her circle, they made me realize, yes, you don't want to work an 8 to 5 job, but maybe that's the starting point. Maybe that's where you need to volunteer to find your space, to find your voice. And it's always been a community around me. So alhamdulillah, it's always been, they've impacted me all through and through up until where I am today.
And what's your major? So because of them,
my throwbacks in?
how you go about it?
Oh, how I go about it. I feel like throwbacks set us back definitely at some point in this life. But one thing I've come to learn in my 25 years on this planet is that with throwbacks, these days I don't look at them as failures. Okay, of course you will go into a space and maybe you're just volunteering, because I've volunteered in so many spaces all throughout my 20s, so which is 5 years. All through my 20s I volunteered in different spaces, both in Nairobi and Mombasa. The throwbacks in whatever space you'll go in. So what I came to teach myself is that I don't see them as throwbacks. I see them as learning lessons and places where I can actually now go back to the drawing board and see what I'm not doing right, where I can correct myself, where I can change direction. So they've been there. They've set me back definitely, but these days I try to look at the bigger picture, because in my religion we're always told there is always good in everything that happens in your life. So the good, the bad, you always need to just look for that little silver lining in whatever happens. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
What's the takeaway?
The takeaway here, definitely my takeaway from just listening to all the panel discussions, all the keynote speakers and everything, is that for starters, networking is a very good thing, because we just came here. I barely knew a lot of people. I've met networks that I'm definitely going to keep them warm, as we've been told. So I've got to learn. I feel like such events are a very good learning space. And if a lot of young people can actually come out and be part of such events, they will definitely not leave home with 10 things, but that one thing is definitely going to take you a step further in life. My takeaway, or whatever I can tell, something I can pass down to young people, is that volunteering gets you way ahead in life. So whenever you get an opportunity, please go for it. Whenever you get an opportunity to network, please do that. And always maintain that network, because sometimes we network, then we leave it as a contact in a status viewing peke yake. But try and just keep up with them. You don't know what opportunities are there for you. So thank you.
My name is Anne Nene. I am a techpreneur in the tech industry. So basically I do business in the tech industry. Yeah.
How do you like entered, you just started right now? What would you say you are your takeaway?
So basically for me, events like this are a chance to network. There's a speaker who said that being a techpreneur, being in business can be a very solitude journey. So being in such events makes you talk to people, learn that you're not the only person dealing with X, Y, Z. So for me, it's usually very encouraging. Networking, for me at the stage I'm at, networking is more for social and even to boost my confidence when doing business. That's it for me. For me, it's just getting out of my cocoon and not being such a solitude journey. Entrepreneurship.
And that's one last question.
Yeah.
How would you say networking has allowed you to make meaningful connections?
If it was not for networking, I don't think I would be here today. I started my techpreneur journey when I was 20 years old, and I met someone who changed my life, because I moved away from employment to now running my own business. It's a couple of years down the line. I won't say my years because then you'll calculate my age. But that person, because of networking, that person changed my life completely. I moved away from employment and now started my own business. And I've never looked back ever since then. So networking, I would say, is really, really good. But the most important thing about networking is be yourself. When you're in yourself, you meet the right people, or you connect with the right people, and hence you open up paths that were not there before. Yeah.